There was no way out. In front of them, the sea. Behind them, the most powerful army in the world. Israel was trapped. After centuries of slavery, the people had left Egypt with signs, wonders, and promises. But now, at the most critical moment, their faith began to falter. Dust rose in the distance. Pharaoh's chariots were approaching, swords, horses, soldiers trained to kill. And the sea did not move. The people cried out. They did not cry out to God. They cried out against Moses. Were there no graves in Egypt that you brought us out to die in the desert? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians. Panic seized the camp. Mothers hugged their children. Elders fell to their knees. Men trembled, not knowing what to do. Everything indicated that this would be the end. And then Moses spoke, not with military force, not with human strategy. Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the salvation that the Lord will accomplish today. For the Egyptians you have seen today, you will never see again. But even after those words, the sea remained closed. Night fell. Darkness covered everything. A column stood between Israel and Egypt. Light for some, darkness for others. Time passed. The tension mounted. And then God spoke to Moses with a command that seemed absurd. Why do you cry out to me? Tell the children of Israel to march on. March on to where? To an impossible sea. Moses raised his staff. The wind began to blow. It wasn't immediate, it wasn't spectacular at first. But throughout the night, a strong easterly wind opened a path where none had ever existed before. The sea parted. Walls of water rose up on the right and left. The bottom was dry. No mud. No sludge. Solid ground. The people saw and walked. Each step was a decision. Each meter they advanced between walls of water that could fall at any moment. Some hesitated. Others ran, but they all entered. And then the unthinkable happened. Pharaoh decided to follow them. The same path that was salvation for Israel became a trap for Egypt. The chariots advanced, but the wheels began to get stuck. Chaos broke out. The soldiers shouted, "Let us flee from Israel, for the Lord fights for them." Too late. When the last Israelite crossed, God gave the final command. "Stretch out your hand over the sea." Moses obeyed. The waters returned with fury. The walls collapsed. The sea closed in on them. Chariots, horses, and soldiers were covered. Not one was left. When the sun rose, Israel saw the bodies on the shore. The enemy that had enslaved them for generations had disappeared in a single night. Then the people feared Jehovah and believed. But this miracle is deeper than it seems. God did not open the sea at the beginning. He did not open it when Israel was afraid. He opened it when they took the step. The path appeared only after they obeyed. The Red Sea was not just an escape. It was a judgment, a separation, a point of no return. Once they crossed, they could not return to Egypt. There are paths that God opens only once, and when they close, there is no turning back.